These are my favorite camera accessories. Let's start with the GoPro magnetic swivel clip. It's a small clip that you can use to attach your camera to different things. So you can clip it, for example, on a window or on a backpack, and it gives a lot of flexibility to get creative shots. It's only meant for smaller cameras and it has a GoPro mount, so you need to buy an adapter from GoPro to a 1/4 inch if you want to use other cameras. But I still really like it. It is small, compact and lightweight, and the clip is pretty strong, so you can definitely get some really creative shots. And it's made from plastic. Another thing that I like about it is that it has a magnetic part on the back of it, so you can put it on different things. So for example a lamppost, and then you can also use it to get stationary shots. It's only meant for action cameras and you can't put any heavy cameras on it, but I still really like it. The next thing are these soft boxes. These are generic soft boxes and they cost only 50 euros for a pair of 2. They only have an on and off switch and one single color, so it isn't that advanced, however it makes your shots look a lot better in my opinion. And I use them very often, and they aren't extremely bright so they don't hurt your eyes, but they are also not extremely dim, so they are very well balanced between that. The only thing that I don't like about mine is that the cable was pretty short on my model. And of course the build quality is definitely not the best, but for the price I can't complain at all. The third thing is the Manfrotto super clamp. It is very basic, it's just a clamp that you can put on a tripod or anything else. And then you can attach your camera or other accessories, and I think that's a really nice feature. And the product feels very well built. The fourth thing is the Benro TMA28A. It's an aluminium tripod, but it has a very high carrying capacity at a price that is pretty decent. It's around 130 euros and it can carry 14 kilos. And that also means that you can put a heavy setup on it. So it doesn't matter what you put on it, it can probably handle it. And the feet are easily adjustable, and it's a tripod that is just very well made. And there's a 3/8 inch screw on it. But keep in mind that it doesn't come included with any ball head. And it can go all the way up to 155 centimeters. But in its smallest form it's only 52 centimeters. And while we are at tripods, there's another one that I really like, and that's the Best 360 Monopod Pro. It is a mini tripod with a selfie stick and a counterweight, and it's meant for 360 cameras, but you can also use some small and lightweight cameras on it. What I really like about it is that it comes included with a counterweight, so that means that it won't fall. And you don't have to use it just as a tripod, but you can also use it as a selfie stick, and it also comes included with a smartphone holder. I also like the extendable legs and that you can very easily adjust the height. It's only meant for small cameras. The only thing that I don't like is that the smartphone holder feels a little bit cheap, but other than that, it's great. Another thing that I really like to use, which isn't really a camera accessory, but a camera, is the Insta360 One X. This is a bit of an older model, but that doesn't mean it's a bad camera. It can shoot full 360-degree videos. You can capture some really interesting perspectives that you can't capture with any other camera. And because it's capturing everything around you, you can reframe later in post what you want to see. So you can get smooth panning, tilting, zooming and rolling shots. And you can do that after the fact with keyframes, which is amazing in my opinion. Sadly it isn't perfect, the video quality doesn't look that good, especially indoors, and the battery life isn't the best, but other than that I really like it. Another thing that I really like is this HDMI video capture device. It's a HDMI to USB conversion, so you can plug in an HDMI into one side and then it will output it through USB. So you can use, for example, your camera as a webcam. Another thing that I really like is this Sony FE 28mm f2 lens. It's a cheap, full frame, wide aperture prime lens from Sony. And it has great autofocus performance when paired with my ZV-E10. And because it has a large aperture, you can get a nice background blur even on this small APS-C camera. It's also a small lens, so it isn't very heavy and annoying to carry around. And on my APS-C camera that's about a 42mm equivalent, which is a nice focal length in my opinion. And you can get some really nice shots with it because of the blurry background, and you can pick them up for around 200 euros used. The only two things that I dislike about it is that it sometimes has a lot of chromatic aberration, especially when shooting wide open. And the minimum focus distance is also pretty far, so it is definitely not meant for macro. And the last one on the list is this, the edelkrone DollyONE. It's a motorized dolly and you can get some really smooth and nice shots with it. and it definitely helps you to get much more interesting shots than before. So you can get some nice linear motions, you can also do a curved path around the subject, and the nice thing about this is that it can go extremely slow. But if you want a lot more movement, then you can also let it run a lot faster. And it's easy to set up these poses. The only thing that I don't like about it is that the app is sometimes a little bit buggy. What are your favorite camera accessories? Let me know in the comments down below, and thank you so much for watching.